Hello, Zippo family. Danny Jordan back here for another episode, another issue, another installment of our Zippo Artist live stream series. Hope you guys are having an incredible summer wherever you are watching from. We have such an incredible guest who is joining us this month on the Zippo Artist live stream. But before I bring that person in, did want to open it up to you guys. You know, a huge part of these live streams that we do is you. You all are a huge part of these events. We want to know what your questions are. I want to know personally, where are you watching from? Where in the world? Get active in the comments. Let us know where you are tuning in from, whether it's here in the States, whether you are abroad. We want to know all of it. And a question I love asking, because the answers that we get never cease to amaze me, is how many Zippo lighters do you have in your collection currently? I'm always so blown away by the numbers that come in. So please let us know in the comments where you're watching from and how many Zippo lighters you currently have in your collection. And today we're going to present a very unique opportunity for you all. This is the first time in our artist live stream in our ALS collection that we've released multiple lighters at the same time, and they're going to be featuring the stunning art of our artist who is joining us here today. So without further ado, let us bring in to our artist live stream series my new friend, Ann Stokes. Ann, how are you?
Hi.
Oh my gosh,
Hi
so
there,
good to see
Danny.
you.
It's very good to see you too.
And where are you at in the world right now, geographically?
So, I am in Yorkshire, which is a county in the north of England in the United Kingdom.
Love it. My sister actually lives in northern England in Haltwhistle.
Oh, well, lovely. Yeah, it's a very beautiful part of the world. We have lots of wonderful scenery here.
Yeah, she sends me pictures all the time, and I'm just absolutely blown away. A lot of the pictures she sends me actually remind me a lot of your work, which we are going to get into here today. Now, for all who have tuned in to prior ALS events that we've done here, the artist live stream, we usually reveal one lighter. Well, today, my friends, we're not just revealing one. We're not just revealing two. We're not just revealing three. We are revealing four designs here today, which is thrilling. And in the process of me grabbing them, I've just mixed them all up in my hand, so I have no idea which one is where now, which is really exciting. But this is so unique. You know, when we've done these releases this year, and I know when Zippo has done them in the past, we reveal one new lighter design. Today, we are revealing four that are going to be a part of a collection that we are going to share. And I'm sure that so many people, fans of yours, are excited to see what's in these boxes. But before, you know, we reveal that, we got to tease things just a little bit. I want to get to know, you know, Ann a little bit more, and I'm sure your fans would love to get to know you a little bit better as well. As you know, obviously your style is so unique, so stunning. When did you get started as an artist?
Well, I just always was possessed by the desire to create things. So, as really when I was a little child, as soon
Mm.
as I was old enough to hold a pencil, I would draw, and I would always want to make craft things. And my mother very kindly always supplied me with whatever cardboard or paint or something I decided I was going to do. So it's really a lifelong passion.
That's amazing. You know, I'm noticing a through line here with the artists that I've been so fortunate to speak with over the last few months is there always seems to be somebody in their life that encouraged them along the way. Was your mom one of those big sort of champions of you and your
She
artistic
was
endeavors?
extremely tolerant. But
Tolerant. That's
likewise, too, my love of fantasy, which is the style of art that I paint, was came from, again, when I was quite young. My father used to read me bedtime stories, and
mm,
he started reading me The Hobbit when I was really
mm.
quite a little girl, and I just thought this was just amazing, and my mind was filled with dragons and elves and dwarves and all sorts of fantasy creatures. So that combined with my love of art.
Well, anyone who knows your work know that this all tracks. This story, you know, because I was reading through a book that you helped co-create, the elemental magic, and some of these creatures that you're mentioning, I feel like make appearances here in this book. As I was reading through your book, I was like, oh, I feel like I'm getting moments of sort of like Tolkien here. I feel like I'm getting moments of even, you know, J.K. Rowling and some of the, you know, the mystical creatures that appear in Harry Potter. And I'm such a big fan, and we'll get to this a little bit later because I'm so curious about elemental magic. But let's learn a little bit more about, your process. You started as a kid. I'm always so intrigued to find out, so many of us have dreams, these things that we want to do with our lives. We have this spark moment, and sometimes it can feel like this far off thing that may never happen in our lives. But a lot of times we have that moment where we start to realize, oh, I can do this with my life. Was there a moment for you where you recognize, like, this isn't just a passion, this is actually something I can do and make a living doing as well?
Yes, well, I tried very hard for quite a number of years, and I have done various different art pursuits. Like, I was a commercial illustrator within the games industry for a number of years, which obviously needs a lot of fantasy art and games like Dungeons and Dragons and things like that. And then I was able to pursue licensing and really create my own subjects and ideas for products like these Zippo lighters. So I'm an optimist, and I guess I always thought I would perhaps be able to get somewhere if I tried hard enough.
Yeah, I feel like, in the creative pursuits, whether it's an art, dancer, singer, actor, whatever, optimism is a huge part of the equation,
It
because
totally
it
is,
is so challenging.
because some people can be afraid that they would not be able to, achieve something and maybe not try, or and so I do think that being optimistic and positive is actually quite important, certainly in pursuit of any art, because you're going to get knocks and setbacks and people saying they don't like this or whatever, and you've just got to take it on the chin, keep going.
Yeah, like this morning, pulling back the curtain a little bit, my microphone broke this morning and we were scrambling to get everything together, but you know what? We're here, and we all said we're going to have a great show, which we are. I do want to shout out a couple of people that I see who have been active in the comments here. We got Jack, who's in Buffalo, New York, and Jack shared that they have over 1,200 Zippo lighters.
Oh my goodness! Wow,
which isn't that incredible?
Awesome! What a great collection.
We have Erica, who's watching out in Pavilion, New York. We have Scottish Dave, who is out in Edinburgh with over 1,000 Zippos.
Amazing
Zippo
collection,
lighters,
Dave.
Yeah. Incredible. And shout out to Scotland. I'm a huge fan. I feel like the landscape of a lot of Scotland is very similar to northern England. Just these beautiful rolling hills.
Yes. Well, we're not really that far away.
That's a true story. And then we've got say hello to Sander, who's out in the Netherlands. So we're going global here.
That's awesome.
Today.
Hello, Sandra.
Yeah. So if you are just coming into the live stream, let us know who you are, where you're watching from, and I love to find out how many Zippo lighters you have in your collection. As I mentioned at the top, we've got a very unique opportunity here today, friends, to not only add one Zippo lighter to your collection, but 4. And I feel like now feels like a good time to start unveiling these incredible designs. What do you think?
Hey,
let's do it.
Go for it, Danny.
So this is going to be fun. This is sort of like
you shuffled the boxes.
I know it's sort of like Christmas morning, or whatever holiday you celebrate. I have no idea what I'm about to reveal here. So we're all going to be on this ride together. Oh, I think it's in order. Oh my gosh, the first one is Earth.
Wow.
Look at that. Oh my gosh. Emily, yeah, let's pull that up on the screen so everyone can see the big image, the beautiful design of Earth here, which is stunning. And what I love about these designs, Anne, is that not only are we unveiling 4 new lighters today, but every lighter comes essentially with 2 designs, right? Because you've got the front and then you've got the back, which is amazing.
So I painted a series of elemental magic users, and they are wizards and sorceresses. So on one side you have the male character, and on the other side you have the female character. And they are also aligned with the different elements, and they are not just your ordinary wizard and sorceress, they are mythical creatures. So here we have a centaur, which is the lady, and she is centaurs are half human and half horse. And then we have a satyr, which is half man and half goat. And these all, like you said earlier, you felt like you'd heard of these in books. These are based on ancient legends and mythological creatures, which appear in many European and worldwide legends, and of course have been used in lots of literature and modern day books like Tolkien and Harry Potter and all sorts of things like that. So I think it's really interesting to weave them into this collection.
No, it's stunning. And so this is our first element here. This is Earth. But as we all know, there are 4 elements. So let's unveil the next one. Will it be air? Will it be fire? Will it be water? We will find out here momentarily. It's going to be water.
Water.
Water is, oh my
So,
gosh, this
yes,
one is
well,
stunning.
the water sorceresses and wizards are merfolk. So we have a mermaid on the front and a merman on the back. And in the elemental compass, these different elements point to different directions. So we have earth to the north, air to the east, fire to the south, and water to the west. And
Right.
so these are based, the characters are also based on ethnicities from these regions. And anyway, this is water that we kind of thought is somewhere out in the west, in the Atlantic, I think, probably.
Yeah, I mean, I'm on the West Coast, so this feels, I feel like I identify with this one for sure growing up here in Southern California.
Well, yeah, you see, water is something, people with water traits are apparently quite empathic because water is great for things flowing through it and emotions and feelings. And if you feel an affinity to water, that might be one of your traits.
It's so interesting you bring that up because I was, reading your book, which I mentioned earlier, Elemental Magic. And at the beginning of sort of each section, when you go through the elements, you give a little, sort of like backstory or perspective as to these elements and the type of people who might feel connected to them or sort of identifying with the elements. And I found as I was reading through the book, when I was reading about earth and then air, I was like, oh, I'm earth for sure. And then I would read air and I go, wait a second, I'm air for sure. And then I got to fire. I was like, well, I'm definitely fire for sure. But can you talk me through that? Do you feel like we all sort of identify with different elements in our own way?
I think there's something of everything in all of us, isn't there? And yes, obviously with that, me too. I would say, Earth is supposed to be creative and grounded and stubborn. I can be that. But also air is a great communicator, water, empathic, fire filled with passion and determination. So I think you could say we all have a little bit of this in our makeup.
Yeah. It depends on the day of the week and, sort of what's, work stressors we're navigating.
Well, I'm sure you must be good with the air, Danny. You're a good communicator, aren't you, being an interviewer?
Oh, well, that's what you bring that up. When I was reading air, I was like, oh, that's definitely me. But and I thought I'll never be water because ever since I was a kid, I've always had like a slight fear of water. But then when you talked about being empathetic, I was like, well, I definitely feel a lot. Maybe I feel too much about water, and maybe that's why I don't identify with water. But so amazing. So that's 2 down, 2 more to go. Next up, folks, is air.
Air.
Look at air here. Oh my goodness.
So air on the elemental compass points to the east. So I chose an oriental theme for these characters. And the wizard has like a kind of samurai armor, and they both have oriental air dragons flying with them. And these are angels who navigate the sky.
Right, because in your book you talk about there's different types of creatures who are identified with every element, and I remember angels being for air, and I think there was like Pegasus was one of the early ones, correct?
Lots of winged creatures which are associated with the air.
But then Zeus, I guess, took Pegasus, and now we don't get Pegasus anymore to carry all his lightning bolts. But yeah, this is absolutely stunning. Oh my gosh. Okay, I know we've got so much to get to. Let's get to the next one here before we share the full collection and what it looks like. Obviously, by process of elimination, we know the next up on the list is our old friend, fire.
It's fire, absolutely. And fire on the compass points to the south. So these characters are from Africa and Egypt, and they have motifs on their costumes from those cultures. You perhaps can't see here on this little section of the lighters, but these are demons. So they are horned humans who are very powerful in the use of fire.
Amazing. Well, see, that's all the more reason for people to order this collection, so that way they can see these stunning designs up close and personal. And what's really, really unique about this is not only when you order this, are you going to get the 4 lighters? But friends, we're doing something here at Zippo that I've never seen before, and I'm so fortunate that I was sent one of these. We have a display for these 4 designs. And there's only 250 of these that are going to be released and shipped here in the United States. And it'll be a place for you to display these stunning designs. And you might think, well, if you're putting it in a frame, how in the world can I see the other sides? Well, we thought of that too. Look at that. You can see all 8 designs total in this display, and it's got a description of the 4 elements that we talked about here. There's a piece of the compass here, and then talking about the astrological signs that are associated with the 4 elements. So not only are you going to get 4 stunning lighters with 8 different characters represented, you're going to get this display case as well, and they're going to be signed by Anne as well, which is just incredible. I'm just so blown away by this. How cool is it to see your art displayed in this way, Anne?
Look, it was really lovely. I was so pleased when Zippo said that they would like to do this collection, and they've gone to so much trouble to make this lovely display. It's been through a number of stages of, was the wood just right? Was the fitting just right? Whatever. And they couriered all those cards, 250 cards came here to the UK in Yorkshire, and I signed them all and sent them back. So they are, each one has been signed by me. And yes, it's certainly a special collection.
So incredible. So if you want to get one of these added to your Zippo collection, at the end of this live stream today, the link will be here, also on Zippo.com. There's free shipping, not just on this collection, but also all of Anne's designs, which are on Zippo.com. There'll be free shipping all the way through the 21st of August. So you have until, what would that be? I think Monday of next week to get free shipping on not just this collection, but all of Anne's designs on Zippo.com. Obviously, holidays are right around the corner. So this is a great time to grab a gift for that art lover, that Zippo lover, that Anne Stokes lover in your life. I'm curious, Anne, as we're talking about the elements here, is there one that you feel like you most closely identify with on a more regular basis?
Well, I think perhaps Earth, because Earth is supposed to be the creative element, the people that have affinity with the natural things, and perhaps would take the raw elements of the Earth and make something out of them. But having said that, each of the star signs is associated with an element. And I am actually born in January, so I'm an Aquarius. And I was actually interested to know when I was researching this, you think Aquarius is a water bearer in the little symbols of the zodiac, but actually Aquarius is an air symbol, not a water symbol.
Oh.
And they are very good communicators. And again, that's something that I do in my art. I communicate an idea from, my brain. and it ends up on a piece of, a paper or a computer screen or a lighter or whatever. And somebody looks at that and, it tells them something. My pictures all have a little bit of meaning to them. So perhaps really I am a communicator after all.
Speaking of communicating, I feel like you're saying you're communicating through your art. We had a question that came in from a viewer. They're curious to know, if you had to pick one piece of your artwork to describe you, could you pick one?
Well, it's quite a tricky one, isn't it? Actually, I painted a picture called Valor, and this has been featured on a Zippo lighter. And this is a lady standing proud in armor with a dragon wrapped around her shoulders. And I think perhaps that has a little bit of my character in it.
Amazing. Well, people need to go to Zippo.com and add that to their order when they're getting this collection, because they're going to get free shipping on that as well. Have you had a favorite moment working with Zippo?
Oh, wow. Well, gosh, it was very exciting just when they decided to take my license on board. We've done so many interesting lighters over the years. They're like little unique gems, how they print them and the metal effects on them. I do very much like the sculpted lighters that have a 3D effect. But really, probably this collection is pretty much the pinnacle of it. It's lovely that there's this wonderful collector's set and 4 3D wraparound lighters, and you're doing this live stream and everything about it. So that's very special.
I think it's just a testament to, how incredible your work is and how people love what you do, that Zippo wanted to put this collection together. And I'm just going to tell everyone back at Zippo right now that I'm not sending this back. I'm keeping this. This one's mine
Good.
Forever.
I think you deserve it.
Thank you. So we're getting questions about dragons. here, because
Sure.
looking at your work, not just what we're seeing in this new collection, but some of your past work, which we'll feature here in a second. Dragons seem to occur regularly. Do you have a favorite dragon that you have created?
Oh gosh, well, dragons are my absolute favorite subject to paint.
Mm.
In the real world, I have a great love for dogs, and I have had a number of them throughout my life of my own. And I sort of feel that the dragons in fantasy are like the a dog companion in the real world. And I
Oh,
paint
okay.
many ladies who get on with their pets. They're not fire-breathing monsters. They are friends and companions. So I have done
Mm.
quite a series of artworks with people and their dragon companions, which I enjoy doing.
That's amazing. I didn't know that the dragons were sort of in the fantasy world seen as sort of like what dogs are in terms of companionship to us here. That's so
Well,
interesting.
they are in Stokes' world. People who follow my art, I'm sure will have seen quite a bit of that. But yes, they're not always. I mean, in some literature, they are friends, but a lot of times, the dragon is the big monster that has to be
so,
slayed.
so then, do you identify with fire in a lot of respects then, because you're so drawn to the dragon?
Well, I don't know. Yes, perhaps I do. A lot of dragons do breathe fire, but not all of them. I mean, some are water dragons and air dragons, and there are many different species of dragons in different environments, I believe. So that's another thing that's interesting when I do my pictures, to create, like, where does this dragon live? What does it look like? What are its attributes? And that helps make a little story behind the picture.
See, I think that's so fun to share because, I think artists, there's so much to the process that it's not just you sitting down and thinking, oh, I want to draw this picture. It's you going through the narrative of like, what is the personality of this being and what are they drawn to and what upsets them? And I think, looking at your work, I think that's why it's so stunning and so unique, is that you can feel the story of that being. If we could pull up, Emily, there's some stunning images of some additional work that Anne has done with Zippo lighters, many of which featuring dragons here. But when I look at the image of the one where the dragon is breathing fire, like I just feel like there's so much to that story, seeing the additional dragons sort of flying in the background. Like, do you remember sort of like the story that you came up with in your mind to help create that image?
This is actually quite a fierce dragon species. This is a fire dragon, and one should approach these with caution. And in this, this is a mother fire dragon protecting her young. So if you look down at her feet, there are eggs and little wormling dragons, and don't mess with this mother and her young. So yes, that was kind of the story behind that one.
Oh my
And then
gosh.
the other ones on your screen, well, to the left, the one on the left is a Gothic dragon wrapped around a cross. And again, this is one of the lighters I particularly like. I said earlier, I thought the sculpted lighters work very well. And this is a beautiful 3D render of a painting that I did with little jewels on the lighter and everything. So that's a fun one.
It's stunning. And then the one that's on the far right, for everyone who's looking at these images, what's the story behind that one?
So that picture is called Gothic Prayer. And it's a lady in a hood holding her hands up like in front of her with a rosary beads and a cross. Actually, it's one of my most well-known artworks. And in the painting, it's a very pale faced lady. It fades into black, but here they've picked it out beautifully in a sculpture. So that's a really cool one.
It's stunning, and I love just the single sort of like turquoisey jewel that sits, right in the middle. Is there some sort of symbolism in that for you?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a very symmetrical image. Sometimes
Yeah.
a design can be given a sort of extra power by symmetry. So it all lines up. There's sort of cross shapes in it all. The actual cross is a cross shape, but her arms like this and her head is a cross shape. And then there's triangles with her hood and then the triangle of her hands, which again sort of mirrors symmetry. And well, yes, I guess the jewel is the focus, really, isn't it, of what she's praying about.
But I love you drawing attention to even the way like her sleeves drape down, like just how symmetrical every single wrinkle and ripple and the length at which they fall is incredible.
Well, thank you. Yes, I think it's something that initially you don't want people to like look at it and necessarily notice, but subliminally it all lines up like that and it makes a design rather than a scene.
Yeah, and you start to appreciate it more and more. I mean, that's art, right? Like the more you start to look at it and realize everything that you as the artist thought through as you were putting together, whether it's coming up with the backstory for the dragon who's she's protecting, her eggs in this scene, to the symmetry in this other one, it's incredible. And I love and appreciate that story. And I love and appreciate this work here. And I know there's some people that are sort of popping in as the artist live stream is going on here. So we did unveil here today this brand new first ever artist live stream collection that we have done in 2023, which features 4 of Anne's brilliant designs. And with the 4, you get 2 characters. Emily, if we can pull it back up full screen, I'd love to show everyone who's just popped in, is these beautiful designs of the 4 elements of earth, air, fire, and water, which we talked through here earlier today. And not only are you going to get these 4 stunning Zippo lighters, you're also going to get this incredible display. I'll call it like a case placard sort of situation that is going to be signed by Anne herself, has been signed. There are only 250 of these, and there is free shipping. They will be shipped exclusively here in the United States. So if you want to get this, add this to your collection. It'll be available exclusively as soon as this live stream ends on Zippo.com. And if you see the backside here, you've got the ability to see both sides of all 4 lighters, plus a little overview of the 4 elements. We only have a few minutes here left, and I know we've got some more questions that are coming in from our friends here. Yes, free shipping is through August 21st, not just on this collection, but also all of Anne's designs that are available on Zippo.com are currently featuring free shipping, and that will go all the way through August 21st. So if there's one or a few that you've been having your eyes on for a while that you've been wanting to get, now is the time. Or if you know a loved one in your life who is wanting to get their hands on some of these incredible Anne Stokes designs, now is definitely the time to do so. And once these 250 are gone, they're gone. There's no more. So you've got right now to do it. So, if people want to find you on social media and online, where's the best place for people to connect with you and learn more about you and your work?
Well, I have pages on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube, and I'm on all of them as URL Anne Stokes Art. That is Anne with an E, and Stokes and then art. So yes, or you just put my name in Google, it'll show you a whole load of stuff. And my website is annestokes.com.
People definitely need to go check that out. Sorry, my Ring device is going on here. This is real life here, folks. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but it has been such a pleasure chatting with you, Anne. Learning more about elemental magic. If you guys want to pick up the book, please do that as well. I was so fortunate to get a copy, and it's really, really intriguing to read through this and to learn more about just sort of like the basic foundations of us as humans, and sort of what connects us all, and how we can sort of connect to this, beautiful planet that we are so fortunate to call home. So again, in just, I think, a minute here on Zippo.com, this collection is going to be available exclusively there, 250 units, signed by Anne. Once they are gone, they are gone. So make sure you get your hands on that. Anything else you want to chat about here real quick, Anne, before we let you go?
Well, no, I'd just like to thank you very much, Danny. It's been a pleasure being interviewed by you. And thank you, everybody, for watching. We really appreciate that. I hope you found that interesting. Learn a little bit about the elements.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just been keeping an eye on the comments here. I think I've seen Canada checking in a bunch. We've got some people from the UK who are here as well. Just so many people have had so many nice things to say about you and your work. I know some people were commenting about your wolf design as well, and really, really loving your wolves. So if you've not seen Anne's full collection, check out her website, check out her social media, and go to Zippo.com. And if you have additional questions, because I know this live stream sort of lives on forever, if you have additional questions for the team at Zippo, please put those in the comments and they will get back to you. We will be back next month with another live stream coming up on Friday, September 15th. At 12 p.m. Eastern time, 9 a.m. Pacific time. I'm still looking forward to the next artist we're going to have join us. But Anne, it has been an absolute pleasure getting to hang out with you here today. And I consider myself very fortunate to be adding this to my collection here. So hopefully we'll get to meet in person someday. But again, it was a pleasure getting to meet you, and we'll chat again soon.
All right, Danny. Bye now. Thank you very much.
All right. Thanks, everyone. Have a great one.